Hey, welcome back to Fat Boy Keto. Second video in this series. God only knows how many there's going to be in the series. So I wanted to talk a little bit more about being the normal guy on the normal diet and always having to worry about my weight. The part of it that really has gotten to me as of late is that there's so much out there that fat people have to deal with. And listen, I hate using the term fat. I'm self-conscious of it. I don't like it. I don't like being overweight, and I hate it. And you guys probably, if you're watching this, I've got to assume that you're probably overweight, or you're watching it because what I'm saying resonates with you in the sense of how you feel about yourself. And nobody likes to be called fat. I definitely don't like to be called fat. I was teased as a kid, the whole 9 years, or the whole 9 yards rather. And I mean, it got better and worse throughout my whole life, but weight has always been a struggle with me. And, you see these diets out there, and obviously, I'm married. My wife wants me to be healthy, and there's a fine line what society deems as healthy and not healthy when it comes to weight. And listen, like I said, I'm not a doctor. I don't make supplements. I'm not a nutritionist. I have nothing to do with the healthcare industry whatsoever. So you got to remember to take what I say with a grain of salt. These are my opinions, my opinion only. I'm not forcing you to take what I take or to do what I do. I'll tell you what's worked for me. And I mean, I'm a normal guy, lives in North America, eats hamburgers, hot dogs, all the shit food that you can imagine. And unfortunately, that's what adds to my weight, because after my accident last year, I've kind of been more of a slower pace. My work, I'm not working on the tools anymore. I'm more office bound, which has really added to my, I'm not burning the calories that I used to. So in getting back to this, I've been watching my weight. I don't even know what that means. I've been watching my weight get heavier since my accident in April of 2018. I went from about 236 up to 279, 278. And because that's happened, and like I said earlier in one of my other videos, it was like carrying my youngest daughter around with me all the time. And my body wasn't used to it, and I was getting knee pain and ankle pain, and I couldn't stand for long periods of time because of the excess weight. My back was extremely sore. Like all of these things, I found that I started to slouch, and I've really never slouched in my life. And it was this extra, 50 pounds that I essentially was carrying around with me. So I got on to, I don't know if I should say what it was, Dr. Bernstein's. And I paid $1,800 for 8 weeks of Dr. Bernstein's program. Now, I've had friends that have said bad things about it. I've said good things about it to my friends. I found it, I cheated through it, to be totally honest with you. I didn't eat enough. My body was always feeling hungry, which automatically, when you're feeling hungry, you want to suck something down, and it's the easiest way to eat something is go to a drive-thru if you're not at home, or snack when you're at home. And I was doing that, and it was killing me, because I would be driving around to job sites and I would see Wendy's and McDonald's, and I'm not a big fan of McDonald's personally, but Wendy's, man, their shit's good. Like, they've got good food. And I would end up having a Dave single and a thing of chili, and that would be me trying to tell myself that, okay, well, the chili, there's no bread, there's no carbs, there's proteins, but maybe you guys know, or maybe you don't know, everything that's out there in fast food is engineered to taste so delicious, like so delicious. And you get sucked into it, and you get sucked in and lulled into this oh, well, I'll eat their chili or I'll eat their salad. Wendy's is a prime example of eating a salad that's bad for you, because you're eating all of these vegetables and the lettuce and all of the stuff that's supposed to be good for you, which is really, I mean, 0 calories, 0 nutritional, kind of salads, other than the tomatoes and the few odds and ends that they put in that are actually worth something. And you slather it in one of those super delicious salad dressings, which are just all sugar, and they taste so good. And now you've kind of ruined it. And so when I'm doing the Bernstein stuff, I'm eating Atkins bars and low carb donuts, because we have a low carb store in Vancouver, and so I'm sucking all this stuff back, and I'm losing weight, absolutely losing weight, and I'm feeling good about myself, but I'm cheating like a mofo. I'm cheating right across the board. I'm eating over, like they say, you're allowed 150 grams of protein, I think, twice a day, and 250 grams of vegetables, and a fruit, and a bread serving, as long as the bread serving, matches what is on their list, and lots of water. And then you get your shots, this vitamin B12 or vitamin B6 or something like that, that's supposed to help with burning localized fat. You know what? I don't know if the shots helped at all. I did lose weight. It was extremely expensive, and I put the weight back on. Bottom line, one thing I'm not going to do now that I'm doing this on YouTube and doing this for fat people and for myself is, I'm not going to lie to you. If you don't like it, don't watch my channel. It's unfortunate, but if I tell you the truth and you make your own decisions, at least they're somewhat educated decisions based on somebody else that's fat, that could be in your position and is going through the same things that you are. And although Bernstein did help me lose weight, absolutely, it was extremely difficult to maintain the Bernstein program, and then they want you to do maintenance afterwards, which I believe is like $100 a week or something like that, or $70 a week. And it was impossible. It really, really was difficult. And then I put a lot of weight back on. Well, not a lot, but I put it back on, and it was a gradual thing. It's not like I went straight to McDonald's after Dr. Bernstein. It was a gradual thing, because the biggest thing that I've noticed out of that was that you cut all the food out that you like, and you like it because it tastes good, which usually means, one, it's either engineered to taste good, and you eat a lot of it, like hamburgers and hot dogs and white bread and like brioche buns and mayonnaise, which now it turns out mayonnaise is good for you, surprisingly enough, if you're on the keto diet. So I put my weight back on, and at $250 or $270 a week for Dr. Bernstein's, or whatever it is, it's over 200. It was just, I might as well have just burned the money. So my wife obviously cares for me immensely, and she started to do a lot of research. We started to work together on a couple of different things, and one of them was this fast metabolism diet, which I'll get into in another video. But it was better. It takes a lot of work, and I say it takes a lot of work. I did sweet F all. My wife did everything. She prepped the food, she cooked the food, she did the recipe planning, she did all of it. I couldn't have asked for a better woman. And so my wife takes care of our kids and works part-time, and she had the ability to do this, and it helped. I can't remember her name. I didn't actually mean to start talking about this metabolism diet in this video, but I will broach it into the next video going forward. And it's 28 days of eating food to get your metabolism back on track. And it was pretty good. I'll tell you, it was pretty good. There were some things that were very difficult. Like, I was snacking all the time on what you can snack on, which is great because you're never feeling hungry. And that was my issue with Dr. Bernstein's, was I was always hungry. but it was pretty good, and it was 28 days. It was tough. You could walk by a restaurant and smell food, or smell lamb or chicken, grilled chicken, and don't get me wrong, you could eat the chicken and you could eat lamb and all the different things, as long as you followed her regime. And the woman that wrote it, she did a lot of research into it from the sounds of it, and she's got a couple of books out, and it was fantastic. It helped me get over a lot of the cravings that I was going on, and it was good in the sense of moderate weight loss over a 28-day period of time. The problem with it, in my opinion, is that after those 28 days, what do you think the first thing I did was? I went to a steak restaurant, and actually I went to the Keg, which I guess is a steak restaurant, but I had a steak, I had grilled vegetables, so I was still trying to mind what I eat. I didn't do the baked potato, I didn't do the macaroni cheese, deep fried cheese sticks, which I really wanted because they're bloody delicious. But I started slowly to regain that weight. Now, when I say slowly, I am talking about a pound or a pound and a half every 10 to 2 weeks. So on that, I realized that and this is a lot of self-help for me, because I've never known any of this. I've just always eaten my whole life, but also a lot of self-awareness on my eating habits, which, man, I'm a big guy. I've always worked hard in my life. I've always burned a lot of calories in my job. But my eating habits are atrocious. I overate, and I don't know if that's it's not hereditary, but it's from my upbringing. We grew up having, Sunday dinners, and you would eat until you were full, and then you weren't allowed to leave stuff on your plate. So I would clean off my plate, and Yorkshire puddings, that come from an English family, so Yorkshire puddings and carrots that are cooked in butter and bacon and all of these things that were just so delicious, but so bad for you at the same time. And through this process of Bernstein's, and now the metabolism diet and the keto stuff that I'm experimenting with now, and the GM diet, it's teaching you in a very slow way, but a very methodical way, on how to eat. And like I said, I'm not a doctor. I'm not going to tell you how to eat. It's very, for me, my self-awareness around my eating has been 50% or 60% of knowing how I can actually lose weight and maintain it. And that in itself, and I mean this, and take it for what it is. It's only my opinion, but you need to understand how you eat, and you need to watch what you eat. And I realized yesterday, and if my wife watches this video, she's gonna get pissed off because I cheated. Last night I was sitting in the office, I was doing paperwork, and I didn't have anything to snack on. I'd already eaten my snacks for the day because I had a busy day and I was hungry. And there was a bag of chips in the cupboard and in our office, like Ruffles or crinkled chips or whatever you guys call them. And I ate some. Now, my excuse, and this is me cheating and me lying to myself, is those chips aren't bad because they're potatoes and it's a vegetable, and yesterday was my vegetable day. The problem with it is saturated fats, the oil that they're cooked in, and all of the additives that go into it. And those are the things that are the detrimental things to how we eat. So, a word to the wise, and sorry for the jiggling camera, a word to the wise is, if you're going to cheat, but don't lie to yourself about it, because you really are only doing it to yourself. And if you are serious about losing weight, and you're serious about moving forward into a healthier lifestyle, then lying to yourself about what you eat isn't going to help. It really isn't. And I felt bad about it afterwards. I mean, not too bad, obviously, because I ate the chips and I was hungry. But I realized at that point, just sitting looking at the bag of chips on my desk, well, shit, you know, like I pretty much canceled out half of what I did yesterday on this GM diet because I cheated and I fucked myself up. And I don't mean to swear, but I mean, it's true. That's how I felt. I was disheartened because I'm still fat. Like I'm not doing anything for myself. You know, you see the cheeks and the jowls and like I'm fat. And that right there was indicative of how I eat and how I cheat and how I snack. And I got to change those things. And with that in mind, look for my next video. I'm going to go over the metabolism diet and how it affects your body, the 5 things that are in your body that are key to changing in weight loss, and they do work, and it's a proven fact. And whether you believe in science or not, your body's your body. You've got these parts in your body, and they actually really do affect everything that you do for eating, for energy, for adrenaline, for like your thyroid gland. I mean, everybody knows you've got one, but if it's not working properly, then, you know, your weight loss or your weight gain, vice versa, aren't going to work properly either. Your adrenal gland, another one, but that's for another video. So hit the like button, hit the subscribe button down below, follow my videos. I'm just like you. I'm fat. I want to lose weight, and it's a no bullshit series on let's do this together, let's lose weight. And you know what? Put in the comments if you've got ideas, if you've tried things and they didn't work for you, let me know and I'll give them a try, and I'll see, and maybe, you know, between the 2 of us or the 3 of us or your comments, we can figure something out. Anyway, have a great day and look for my next video. Cheers.